So the reason I chose Notre Dame had a lot to do with my visit here. You know, I had a few other options and was looking at multiple programs, but when it really came down to it, I visited, got taken on a tour by Brian Lohr, and really fell in love with the place and kind of everything that it stood for. So it was already high on my list, but really put it over the top. So once I visited, I kind of knew it was a place for me. If I was to go over my favorite experiences during my time here, you know, football weekends, I'm going to go out there with the obvious answer that nobody might say, but football weekends I was able to spend a lot of time with my classmates, the camaraderie built. Notre Dame is a very special place on those weekends, and the fact that everyone comes back and there's such a unity around one thing is a really special thing to experience. So, while I was here, those were the biggest weekends. I spent a lot of time and invested in those weekends and making sure that everybody had a good time. But so that was one huge one. Also, I think that getting to know my classmates, getting to see amongst people who are well thought of in the business community how I differentiated myself, what were my competencies, and how could I grow, and what could I leverage against those type of folks was a real opportunity for me. I think it helped in a lot of ways. I think when you look at professionally, part of how I got my job was to work with alumni. In fact, the gentleman that I contacted had already left Xerox, where I ended up working. Prior, he was still in the alumni database as a Xerox employee. He had left Xerox and still went out of his way to put me in touch with folks who were at Xerox, and that's how I got my job. And I think since then, sometimes when you think about decisions you're making, different ethical choices. I'm in sales. There's always a lot of cutthroat people. Having the background of coming from Notre Dame makes you feel a little bit more obligated, because I think you're held to a higher standard than other people, and I think being part of this community makes you hold yourself to a higher standard than people.